I have returned, and I made a little reference picture. Also, we have this that's supposed to be telling us the things that we're trying to get done as we're kind of navigating these different starter projects, right? So look at all the things for just the basic Pong game, right? So some stuff I want to do with the Breakout Clone, right, is look at doing actual levels. Have a high score list. I saw an interesting video talking about there's a feature in Godot where you create this curve object that you can use for like interpolating values rather than having to do it by hand. And then some kind of template repo. I want to kind of see, kind of compare between Pong and this game, and kind of see, obviously, earlier in the stream I copied a bunch of stuff to kind of see how things shake out, to see as we do more of these projects what is going to get copied forward, and kind of refining that. So yeah, some kind of template repo to use for that. But the thing I was trying to figure out is like what we're trying to do with the direction of the ball. So for the Pong game, I recall doing something very similar to this, trying to figure out directions, right? So in radians, this direction to the right is 0 radians, and keyboard shortcuts for this program. This is pi radians, right? In going that way, the opposite direction, right? So the whole circumference, 360 degrees, is 2 pi radians. So, 6 point something. So what I want to do, what I did in the Pong game, was I had something where I wanted the ball to either go rightwards or leftwards, in a range, like in an arc, right? So a random direction within one of these two ranges. So for this game, I want to turn that. How much? I want to turn it half, one half pi radians. I mean, and maybe that's really all I need to do here is I just add 1/2 pi to. Oh, maybe that's easier than trying to like shift all the values. Is what if I just say random angle plus equals pi over 2. Moves roughly up or down. So we're just rotating, right? In the same way that adding 90 degrees, since, this directionality is a, kind of a fundamentally, what do you call it? There's a modulus there, right? Modulo 360 or modulo 2 pi. So we can just add some values, and if it overflows past 2 pi, then it ends up all the same. So anyway, so then I don't have to worry so much about figuring out those values. We just rotate everything by 90 degrees. Okay, so if that is true, if I run this and I start new game, yeah, then it goes roughly up. And then it bounces. Game over. Final score 0. Great. Okay. Does the pause menu work? No. Why not? we have a pause method on menu. I guess that the game container script? No. Main? Aha. So, the main scene in our Pong game has an input handler that handles that. And game menu, I see, is grabbing the menu. Interesting. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do in terms of making like a template repo. What I will likely do is I will we'll move the breakout clone further along, and then what I'll do is I'll just make a copy of the whole project, and I will cut out all of the details about the game and just leave the main scene, the game, the game scene. There you go. The game scene, the game menu, and I guess I'll add a music audio stream player while I'm here. Audio stream player 2D. So I'll just copy all these things forward. So just copy the whole project, cut out, like, I'll have the game, like, I'll have this scene, but I will remove all the stuff inside of it. And I'll try to make that so that's runnable as is, so that you can open up the game, you can hit play, you can hit escape to get to the pause menu, to restart, all that stuff without actually having a game inside of it. And that can be like its own project that can be updated as I, add more stuff to like game settings and control customization and all that stuff. That can be its own project, that kind of template base. Okay, so anyway, what I wanted to do in this moment is copy this script, or a part of this script. Yeah, I guess just like copy this file, copy, and then we'll go over to our new project, and I will paste here, and that is pretty much good to go. We can just go to game scene, attach the script, find the existing, I want to attach a script to main, which already exists, so we grab that. And like the on game, all of this stuff is not hooked up yet. We need to hook that to the signals from the menu, but that should be easy, right? So we go to game menu node. We have exit game, which goes to game scene. No. Maybe that's not hooked up. Okay, yeah, I think that's kind of a signal that we didn't end up using. Restart game though. Game scene, pick. No. Oh, sorry, main. Pick. So we want to restart. Return main menu? No. Hold on. Which one of these? Oh yeah, and so we did have I just selected the wrong node. I see. How did this work on the so if we look at the main scene, we can see all the signals. So restart game. Oh, tied to the game, from game menu to game scene on restart. Interesting. So we'll leave that off for now. I don't think we have a script for the game scene yet. So let's return main menu, main, pick, turn main menu, okay. Connect. Cool. Start game.
Would you care to join my following? No, sir. I do not follow.
And pick. So this is start game. On game menu, start game. Okay. Connect. Exit game. We do actually have a method there. Exit game. Restart game. That's the one that's going to be connected to the game scene, or that's what we did in Pong. So if I play this, I can hit escape. We can get to the pause menu, and I can resume. I can restart, which does nothing because we haven't hooked that up, and that breaks everything. So don't do that. So game scene. Oops. Click into that. We don't have a script on game. Do we want that? Right, so unlike the Pong game, what I did here was I made a game manager class node that does things, and we have a reset game here. What does reset game here do? We call it here. I wonder if we want to call restart level here as well, right? So rather than calling reset position directly, it's the responsibility of the signal being emitted that causes the ball to initially be spawned. To be interesting. In which case, what we want to do is we want to say, well, I guess one thing, on ready, bar, sprite. There you go. Go ahead and say sprite.visible is false. Yep. Okay. And that just means in Game Manager we must, as part of reset game, restart level. Like that. The consequence right now is in our current game over implementation, that will put the ball back and respawn it essentially. Which is eventually not what we want to do. How did I end up here though? So I was trying to figure out how we wanted to handle the restart signal. For instance, I don't want the ready here to try to reach into the menu and connect the signal to this. I think what we want to do instead is maybe in main. Maybe we can let's see. Let's go back to main, game menu, restart game, connect. We're gonna create that method, and this is going to call game manager dot reset game. New game. This is broken. Restart. And then it's broken a different way. I can't move, and so there's some unpause that's supposed to happen, maybe. reset game. That sets player lives and emits restart level. And that signal should be connected to reset position, which sets the spawn position and velocity. Let's add some prints here for kind of visibility into what's going on. So in not menu, main. When we enter the pause menu, okay, if is action pressed, UI cancel. If the game is paused, resume it. If it's not paused, pause the game. And these are just like they call gaming, you pause and unpause. When we game menu is just this script. When we pause, we set pause to true. We show the pause screen. We hide other things. And we show just the menu in general. When we unpause, we do this thing. If I click restart, so on restart button pressed, we emit the restart event. We hide screens. We don't unpause the game. I think that's on the handler of that event. To unpause. Resume game. Perhaps it would make more sense to do something like that. Let's see if this unbreaks it. Okay, so the ball is still... Also, escape here doesn't get out of the menu. Restart. Okay, so that works. Resume, but I can't hit escape here again to get out of this menu. Okay, in game. Okay, it takes us back to here. New game. Isn't really a new game, is it? Probably for the same reason that when we started this, the ball was not going. Interesting. Why? Okay, so the game starts. We hit start new game or start game or whatever the button is in the menu. So that's this. We hide the game menu and we emit a start game event. We've hooked the start game event to this on game menu start game in main.gd, which is this right here. We make sure the whole hierarchy is not paused. We hide menus, we show the game scene, we start the music player. We don't have anything in the debugger, right? I mean, I know I haven't added any audio to this node, but that should be fine. Also, this should be on the music bus. Anyway, so we show the game. I guess I need to game manager.reset game on start. We might end up having like separate methods for start versus restart. There we go. Now we have the ball. All right, let's let it end. There we go. Game over. Resetting. Game over. All right. Cool. That is something. think we should actually have like things for the ball to hit so that this can actually be a breakout clone instead of just a very boring Pong game. All right, so yeah, it's probably time for that. So, in the game scene, I'm gonna add a node. This can be somewhere here. We're gonna call this level. Think about that for a second. In my notes, the idea I have is to have like a level manager and then a level inside of it. I don't know that that's strictly necessary. So the idea is going to be that inside of this node, we're going to add a child node, and it's going to be a area 2D. Because it's not, it needs to be collidable, but it doesn't need physics. Like, so the thing that I'm about to make is a brick. Which is, I guess, the term that we're going to use to refer to the blocks that you break out in this breakout game. So the ball hits it, and it removes it from the tree, from the world, and that should emit an event that should result in a score. You know, so your player score goes up by 1, and then we'll have to add some UI to show what the player score is and all that stuff. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So the level node will be the thing that holds all of these, and I think what I'll do is I will have, once we get to the part where we have like multiple levels, I'll have a scene that contains like the layout of the bricks and other settings. And think about that. I think that'll be fine. How's that going to interact with the game manager? Right, so we're gonna have the plan is to have some qualities of the game that are dictated by the level, right? So right now, the behavior of the ball, its speed and how it accelerates is like just properties or settings on the ball object, ball node. And then what I was thinking though was having it so that each level would have its own set of settings. So that as you progress through levels, it gets harder in a few different ways. In addition to the fact that like the layout of the bricks will be different, might be more of them, might be some things that happen that make it interesting. So how's that going to work? I'm not exactly sure yet. I have some loose ideas. So the question is, if each level is a scene, then when I load, so ultimately, whatever I build here and now, right? In terms of, let's just add area 2D, right? And we'll call this brick 1. And we need a collision shape. Yet again. And it needs a shape. Yet again. It'll be a rectangular shape. Naturally. And it also needs a sprite. So we'll grab sprite 2D, and we'll have just a placeholder texture. And yeah, we do other things. We'll get to that. So let's go ahead and let's see what's easier to do. Maybe we'll make the collision shape first. Get a sense of perspective here on how big or small this is. So we'll do something like this. And then the sprite we will resize until it snaps to the collision shape. What did I do? Undo. Okay, there we go. What are we snapping to here? Okay, that's probably good enough. And then there we go. We have a brick. Amazing. I had a thought before I get distracted by actually doing something on screen. Right. So, oh yeah. Right. So, say I take this level, right? And we call this is level 1. A very boring level 1. I right click this and I say, go ahead and save branches scene, right? So we save this as a scene. And so each level of the game is a scene. I think I remember what the plan is now, right? So I think what I will do is I'm going to create a resource, which is not something, I mean, we have resources, like this is a resource, right? So like if I were to, what does this look like in the actual, here's a resource, right? So it's like a configuration file that has some stuff in it. But we can create one where we have like, oh, here is the path to the scene file, and here is the base speed and acceleration and other like level settings. And so I can create a folder for all my levels, and I create resource files for each level, and then something has to be responsible for loading the level. So like, okay, we want level 1, go find the resource file for level 1, load that scene, like parts that like import the scene, load it in, add it to the tree under the game object, all of that stuff. And I guess that logic could just live directly on the game node. It wouldn't make sense for it to be in the game manager because that's kind of decoupled from the hierarchy here. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new node. It's going to just be a node 2D, and this is going to be a level manager. And level 1 will go in it. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially make this look how this will look at runtime when the game is loaded. And then we'll worry about later actually like having this as a separate scene that gets loaded in under level manager, and signals get hooked up properly, right? So each of the bricks needs a script, maybe, or maybe not. So the brick as an area 2D with the collision shape will have a signal of let's see, area 2D, area entered. When the received area enters this area, requires monitoring to be set to true versus body entered. Body can be a physics, body 2D. So if we're concerned with the ball hitting the brick, we listen for this body entered signal. So I guess the question is, like, how are those signals hooked up? Probably we have something in Level Manager when it loads the scene. Or maybe the scene itself, like level 1, has hooked up all the signals to a function, and then the level provides a signal? I don't know yet. I mean, this isn't going to change much, but we'll see our placeholder brick in here. And it, since it is an area 2D, we don't get any kind of bounce, or like we can detect that the ball touches it, but the ball won't bounce from it. Is that what we want though? I think in Breakout, isn't it the case that the ball, when it hits one of the items, one of the bricks, it like collides and then it bounces, right? So maybe our bricks should not be area 2Ds. They should be like the walls that are static bodies. Yeah, maybe so. See, this is why even this smallest trivial thing, it's just good to, like, let's just try it, see what it does. So static body 2D can't be moved by external forces. When moved manually, it doesn't affect other bodies. So we change that, and then we play. We should still be able to, like, get a signal that we collided. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Presumably there's a signal. I have not hooked it up yet. So the question is, do we just make it so that we drop too slow. Do we just make it so that we can just throw our brick nodes into the level, and then basically every object, every node in the level scene is automatically hooked up to a signal that registers. So the issue with that then is that we might want like ultimately, so we've already made the signal that we're trying to hook up, we've made the method. All right, enough of that. We made the method in Game Manager, right, to add score. So this is what we're trying to hook up, is when the ball collides with a brick, this method is called to add some value, and that value is based on potentially which brick is collided with, which means there needs to be something that indicates that in the level. And there's probably a bunch of different things we could do. But maybe the easiest thing to do is to say, here's a thought. If we have just a standard brick, yeah, a standard brick, yes indeed, a standard brick, attach script. We'll create this brick.gd, and we're going to call this, yeah, we're going to export points. Let's make it 10 points. And then on brick body entered, if body is a ball, yeah, there you go. Copilot's got it for us. So queue free, has a lot going on with it. You can definitely read. Hello.
Lucia just followed.
The text to speech there tried to pronounce your name. XW Lucia, maybe? is how I try to say it. Thank you for the follow. How's it going? Welcome. Copilot wrote something for us. I don't know that we need a capital B there. That's kind of unnecessary. So what we can do is maybe just hook this script. Well, we already have hooked it up, but like if we imagine we're designing a level, right? So probably what we do, in fact, let's do this now. Let's save branch as a scene. Let's create a folder of levels, and this will be the level 1 scene. There is going to be like a layer of indirection, I think, where we're going to have like a resource file that will refer to this tscn file, so that we can have like per level settings. But for now, we're just going to save this, and we're going to like just have this statically in the tree. But what that means though is that I save this and I open this, and now we have a level, right? And so what we can do is we can just add more bricks, right? Not like that. Maybe if I select brick, Control D, we move it. There we go. Now we have 2 bricks, and they are both linked to the same script, so they have the same behavior, but they're 2 different objects, right? So this one could be worth 20 points instead of 10, and that doesn't change this one, right? Cool. So then if I save this, I can run the whole game. New game. And so we're racking up points every time this brick. This is the 20-point one, right? So that's 40. But we didn't get anything. What happened? If body is ball, game manager add score point. Let's add a print. Oh right, I didn't hook up the a signal to it. Rather than having to manually hook this up every time I add a brick, let's instead, first of all, fix my indentation. Let's say, how do hold on. I'll make Copilot write it. Connect the body entered signal to the function. It even wrote the comment for me. Such a mind reader. Of course, this is the wrong syntax. It's just like on brick body entered. There we go. Okay, so now I don't have to like go to the node and then find the signal. Maybe is there a signal? We have mouse entered. Does static body 2D not have a collision input event node? I'm confused. Or was I selecting the wrong? Huh. isn't this? It's a static body 2D. Do we not? Can we not detect collision in a static body 2D? If not, then I might have to do something else. And Brainless said, I am upset. Did a quest. Got nothing because the mages had the supposed rewards already. Game should be more explicit on that. Oh no. It's like, let's see. Yeah. It doesn't like, I mean, I don't know what the rewards were, but it didn't stack or anything else. It should have, yeah, it should have probably said, oh, you already had this. Or two, I mean, there are options, right? Don't show the quest at all, or show a different quest. Say show the quest, but say either like gray out or something, the reward, indicating that you already have it, or just not have things that work that way. I don't know. Yeah, it's too bad. It's frustrating when the game sets you up and is you can, yeah, there's definitely things where you can be like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense, but how do I really know what it's going to do unless I actually try it? And even more so when it's things that are like, oh, I really want to do this, this looks really cool, and you spend a bunch of time and effort to try to get to it, and then it doesn't actually work the way you thought it would. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I need to use a different node type, not static body 2D. So static body 2D, again, is a 2D physics body that can't be moved by external forces. When moved manually, it can't be moved. It can be manually moved. Okay. It's useful for complete static objects like floors and walls, as well as moving surfaces. But can we not detect collision with it? I'm confused. Okay, let's look at the whole tree here. So like in area 2D, we can definitely detect when other collision objects enter or exit it. Sure. And there's rigid body, which we don't want. Oh, here's my ball. Oh, cool. I guess I didn't register that the things that I'm creating, if I give it a class name, it shows up in the hierarchy like this. That's cool. Node that provides a shape 2D to a collision object 2D parent. Sure. Okay, so static body 2D, detect collision. Static body 2D collision. Maybe we have to handle this on the ball, right? So the ball definitely detects when it collides with things. That is unfortunate. Oh, I know what to do. We've solved this problem before, right? So on the ball, we have a thing where if the thing that we've collided with has a method on ball collision, we call it. So all we have to do in Brick, we don't have to hook up this. We don't have to do any of this. All we need to do is provide a function called on ball collision, which, I mean, we know it's a ball because reasons, but no, I'm not gonna add it as like it's in the name. So then we do this. Yeah, and it's never used, so just ignore that. Okay, so that should fix it. Right, so the ball gets a signal when, or rather, its physics process says, oh, what am I going to collide with? And if the thing it's colliding with has a method, on ball collision, it calls it, and then it does the normal stuff that it would do. So yay, past me for figuring that out. Oh, and it's gone. Success. And we let the game end so we can see what the final score is because we haven't added to the UI. And there we go. Final score is 30 because one was worth 20 and one was worth 10. So yeah, it's a breakout game. All right, so let's add some UI elements, and then it's going to be approaching lunchtime for me. So in the HUD, we're going to duplicate this, and this is going to be score display. I'm just going to call this value, and in fact, I'm going to rename this to value too. It's kind of redundant. And then in our script for the HUD, then I can just say value. And then on ready, yeah, score label, there we go. And then score label is player's score. Isn't that easy? I just need to update this label here to say score. Oops, score. How do I want to do this? Let's do this. Will be anchored to the top metal. Here we go. Now let's add a colon here for lives and score. Good enough. Oops. Oops. Oh, that's a freebie. When all the bricks are gone, that should be the end of the level. So how do we handle that? How do we know when all the bricks are gone? There are probably a couple ways. I guess one would be, like, we're gonna have, let's do one last thing. Let's figure out how to make a resource. Create new resource. It's just the resource. Is this what I want to do? Resource type, serving as data containers. Yeah, so this is going to be level 1. Or should it be level _1? Do I need to make like a resource type, right? Script level.gd, and then it's fun. I've seen a YouTube video where this was done, and now I just need to remember how to do it and why. Class name level, level name, level data, level background would be cool. Export var bricks count. Right, so this is what I was after, right? So what we can do is we can just say the level manager will capture how many bricks there are when it's loading the level, and then I guess the game manager can say, oh, all the bricks are claimed, so that's the end of the level. or something like that. I don't know. It's not complete. I have not completely delineated what like the level manager versus the game manager would do. Like there has to be something. There is some code that's going to be in the level manager that's going to be responsible for pulling in that. Probably from a signal, like a signal the game manager provides, the level manager will listen to. So anyway, so I think if I do this, and then I change level1.tres to actually be a type of level. Can't get class level. Oh no. What am I missing here? Oh, hey, Vivax Dev. Hello, hello. Let me just delete this. And we'll try creating a new resource. Is my level class here now? Yeah, level. Create. Level 1. Cool. So then we can see level name first. Level data. Quick load. Then we just select level 1. So there's our scene. Bricks count is 2. So that's relevant information for the game. And so I think next time around, what we'll do is we'll figure out how the level manager is going to load the level. I'm going to go ahead and remove delete that node there. So the level still exists as a separate scene file, but we need to load it in. We need to keep track of how many bricks the player has broken. At some point we need to have like a game over screen as well, and like go back to the main menu and all that stuff and get this all hooked up. But hey, it's a start. We have something, well, we had until I just deleted the level, had the start of a game. So I'm gonna pick this up next Sunday in the same time range as I've been doing for like the last 2 years. And so, but game dev is new. But until then, I think for now, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna find someone to raid. I'm gonna snooze ads while I do that. I will be pushing up. In fact, let's do this now. Let's just, let's go to source control. We have a lot of stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna push up this as one big commit. There we go. Add main game functionality, UI elements, all the things. So I'm just gonna commit and push that. Committing blindly and pushing has never gone wrong, so that should be fine. So that's up on GitHub now. Over on github.com/Sabin/Godot Breakout Clone. And yeah. All right, so that's all up there. I'll start it myself. All right, so who are we gonna